Passover.
Hey, Shalom, Israel. This is the I.S.U.P.K down in Florida. I'm Captain of 10,000 Shamor YAHANNA. We're here to let you know 53rd annual Lord's Passover going to be held down here in Florida. It's going down in South Florida, Cocoa Beach.
Friday, April 15th, 2022.
The lamb, the wine, the brotherhood, the sisterhood, you understand? Good music, good weather, palm trees, the whole nine.
This is going to be glorious. Book your hotels now at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, 301 Tucker Lane, Cocoa Beach, Florida, 32926.
April 15th and the 16th. Don't just book for the 15th. Book for the 15th and the 16th.
It's going down Friday, April 15th at the Space Coast Convention Center.
Moses told Pharaoh we need 3 days to be able to go out into the wilderness and serve our power the way he commands. You're going to have to get that off with your boss, with your slave master. So make sure you in the building. Cocoa Beach, Florida, April 15th to 16th, 2022. It's going down. We'll see y'all there. Shalom.
144,000. I'm just trying to make 144,000. 144,000. I'm just trying to make 144,000.
I.S.U.P.K. 53rd Annual Lord Passover.
Hey, Shalom, Israel. This is the I.S.U.P.K down in Florida. I'm Captain of 10,000 Shamor YAHANNA. We're here to let you know 53rd annual Lord's Passover is going to be held down here in Florida. It's going down in South Florida, Cocoa Beach.
Friday, April 15th, 2022.
The lamb, the wine, the brotherhood, the sisterhood, you understand? Good music, good weather, palm trees, the whole nine.
This is going to be glorious. Book your hotels now at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, 301 Tucker Lane, Cocoa Beach, Florida, 32926.
April 15th and the 16th. Don't just book for the 15th. Book for the 15th and the 16th.
It's going down Friday, April 15th at the Space Coast Convention Center.
Moses told Pharaoh we need 3 days to be able to go out into the wilderness and serve our power the way he commands. You're going to have to get that off with your boss, with your slave master. So make sure you in the building, Cocoa Beach, Florida, April 15th to 16th, 2022. It's going down. We'll see y'all there. Shalom.
144,000. I'm just trying to make 144,000. 144,000. I'm just trying to make 144,000.
I.S.U.P.K. 53rd Annual Lord Passover.
Hey, Shalom, Israel. This is the I.S.U.P.K down in Florida. I'm Captain of 10,000 Shamor YAHANNA. We're here to let you know 53rd annual Lord's Passover is going to be held down here in Florida. It's going down in South Florida, Cocoa Beach.
Friday, April 15th, 2022.
The lamb, the wine, the brotherhood, the sisterhood, you understand? Good music, good weather, palm trees, the whole nine.
This is going to be glorious. Book your hotels now at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, 301 Tucker Lane, Cocoa Beach, Florida, 32926.
April 15th and the 16th. Don't just book for the 15th. Book for the 15th and the 16th.
It's going down Friday, April 15th at the Space Coast Convention Center.
Moses told Pharaoh we need 3 days to be able to go out into the wilderness and serve our power the way he commands. You're going to have to get that off with your boss, with your slave master. So make sure you in the building, Cocoa Beach, Florida, April 15th to 16th, 2022. It's going down. We'll see y'all there. Shalom.
144,000. I'm just trying to make 144,000. prophet of the Lord. Gotta teach this people, exposing all the lies with the truth. Now they can see the evil. We the lost children of the Lord. YAHANNA, chopping heads off with my sword. Holy Bible, one west, one west, one west, one west, one west, till they bury me. One west, one west, yeah, one west, one west, one west, till they bury me. I'm really for my people, y'all just playing games. I'm all about the truth, we are not the same. I'ma shoot it to you straight with a little slang. U.P.K, y'all finished, bitch, yeah, you know the name. Started on the streets back in '69. Read it in the records, now I want what's mine. Came up from the dust, now you see the shine. Ain't no cowards in my camp, all we know is grind. Priest and prophet of the Lord, gotta teach this people, exposing all the lies with the truth. Now they can see the evil, we the lost children of the Lord. YAHANNA, chopping heads off with my sword. Holy Bible, one west, one west, one west, one west, one west, till they bury me. One west, one west, one west, one west. Hey. Well, it's verse 2 when it's game time. Shield of David, no game sign. Nothing but truth that we bring to you. Change of the spirit, we breaking loose. Repent for your sins and from within. Become a new man and be you stand. For all the people who need you. Damn right we gon' teach you. Cause the preacher man be lying, telling all them lies, but he still wants your time. For the new car he drive. It's not time that we wake up. Ain't no devil gon' save us. All we need is the truth. 144 in them boots. Priest and prophet of the Lord, gotta teach this people, exposing all the lies with the truth. Now they can see the evil, we the lost children of the Lord. YAHANNA, chopping heads off with my sword. Holy Bible, one west, one west, one west, one west, one west, till they bury me. One west, one west, one west, one west, one west, till they bury me.
Check, check, check. Mic check, 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 check.
Shalom. Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shah Barakatah to my brothers. Yahweh Shamar, Alatah Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shah. To all my beautiful sisters. I'm Priest and Officer Bon Kayal out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. And this is your Tuesday night Brotherhood class. And in typical U.P.K fashion, man, you know, we're going to go into these scriptures and we're going to talk about brotherhood. We're going to talk about brotherhood, the spirit of brotherhood, what you should be doing to be the best brother that you can be to other brothers all around the world, man. And when I say brothers, I'm talking about this is family business that we're addressing right now. I'm not talking about no heathens. I'm not talking about any oppressor. I'm not talking about the other nations. I'm talking about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians solely. Okay? So, brother, if you will, you know how we want to open this up. Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge coming out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General YAHANNA. And the purpose of this school is to spread the truth about the God of the Bible, to spread the truth about who Christ is, spread the truth about who the people of the book actually are. Okay, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you are God's chosen. You are the only royalty that have ever walked the face of this earth, man. You have been ordained to be greater than what you are at this point in time in life, in reality, okay? You're not going to hear blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians being inspired or encouraged or influenced in a positive manner anywhere else but here in the Israelite School a universal practical knowledge. Okay, we're the only people going out teaching our people who they are. We've recognized what our identity is. You know, the priests in this school have done the legwork, man. I always think this whenever I hear brothers breakdowns at camp. You know, brothers would be on that podium and they'd literally given a dissertation every Sabbath, man. Like these brothers they had their PhDs in, you know, being authorized to go into these scripts, man, and to share the truth about the Bible to the world, to the earth. This should be practical knowledge. It should be a universal understanding that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, First Nations, man, are God's chosen, okay? And we go hard against the Christian church, man. We don't give a damn about the Christian church just simply because of what Christianity has done to us, okay? That has been the primary tool to destroy God's chosen people, man. It's been the number one tool to degrade the spirit of brotherhood. You know, we don't even value ourselves. You can't be a good brother or a good sister to anyone unless you value yourself first. Okay. And that's not the spirit of selfishness. We're not talking about that. We're talking about a spirit of selflessness. Okay. And here you're going to learn how to not be a selfish bastard, which is what you learn in Christianity. You learn to go for self. You learn to, you know, it's every man for himself in the Christian church, man. It's kill or be killed in the Christian church, you know, eat or be eaten, you know. But in here, we literally learn to have compassion, you know, and empathy for one another. So, brother, if you will, can you go ahead and start with that scripture?
It's the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
Man, we opened the class up with this scripture a lot, you know, especially the Brotherhood class. This is a UPK bedrock scripture, man. He said to do what now?
Gather yourselves together.
See, Zephaniah knew the importance of us being united together. You know, there's something that the Lord knew, you know, that we're weak when we are separated. You know it yourself. You know, I had to sidebar, you know, we talking about gathering together. You know, the temperatures now, we're in winter, so it's ice cold, it's brick outside. You know, whenever we get up, I got to get up pretty early because I got all these kids, arrows in my quiver, you know. So I'm up before the sun is up. But I was walking my daughters to the bus stop the other day, and they've been bickering left and right, just agitated with one another. And I'm recognizing the spirit on them and recognizing that as a priest, I am authorized and obligated to teach and to defend the truth. Okay, so you know, me being the head of my household, I had to tell my little sisters and my daughters, you know, the importance of gathering together. Okay, so as they're walking single file to the bus stop, you know, they're shivering, you know, all three of them shivering, you know, and they're looking like, man, this is too cold, Daddy. You ain't gonna put us in the truck, turn the heat on, and drive us to the bus stop. No, you're gonna learn a lesson today, you know. So me being, you know, the I think I'm a scientist, you know, I started to talk to them about being one mind, one body, one spirit. The things that I learned here under Commander General YAHANNA, under Captain I.S.U.P.K, under Zion Ya'Allah, you know, the things that I learned about valuing my brother, man, you know. So they're walking, and I said, all right, we need to have a huddle, a group hug, per se. And so I said, you know, the penguins, you ever seen the penguins of Madagascar or what's the name of that, Happy Feet? How they huddle together, those penguins, they huddle together to conserve warmth. You know, in the world, they call it spooning. You know what I mean? To preserve, like, you use your body heat as a weapon against the elements, okay? And so in the spirit of what I was trying to teach my daughters was that, you know, if you hate your sister, you that means you separate yourself from your sister. You know, when you love your sister, you're going to be close to your sister, okay? You want to, you know, embrace your sister. So as we're hugging, I'm telling them, look, just as those penguins, you know, huddle and hug so that they can survive, you know, the harsh winters of Antarctica. You know, you all, this is all you have right here. You know, you can't expect to get any type of embrace from the world. The world don't give a damn about you. Those kids you go to school with, they don't give a damn about you. Those teachers halfway give a damn about you. Okay. This is what matters. Okay. And then this is the I backed up off of them. You know what I'm saying? And I let them know, like, look, you feel that? Take a step back. They start shivering again. You know, you shivering because you out in the cold alone. Okay. And there's no life when you are separated from your brother or your sister, man. You are going to die. Okay. So, you know, of course they asked, you know, Daddy, you know, can we hug again? Until the bus came, you know what I'm saying? But that's my little tangent for the day. Read that one more time, brother.
Khan, it's the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together.
Right. Zephaniah, in the spirit of the Lord, recognize the importance of us coming together, man. You know, you see where we're huddled together. We're Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Where we concentrated on the earth, man. Wherever we're scattered, right? What, the favelas, the ghetto, the barrio, the reservations. You know, that is where our people are, living in goddamn squalor, man. You know, we are on the absolute bottom. Our conditions, I mean, we're living in hell. We are living in absolute hell. You know, not having a pot to piss in, nor a window to throw it out of, oftentimes. You know, and Commander General YAHANNA, they had a heck of a show last night, man. You know, we talked about that building fire in the Bronx. You know, that only happened because, you know, you got to resort to using the space heater. You don't have central air or heat, you know, and it's expensive. It is expensive to be able, the energy costs. You know, down here we got PwC, right? I was in the store today. A sister walked in the store and she's blasting out somebody on the phone. I guess she decided to pay PwC over the phone and her funds got sent somewhere else. So you know she tight. As cold as it's been out here in North Carolina, Southern folk don't like to be cold, man. She was blasting them out. Well, where the hell is my money at then? La da 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 da. You know, this is criminal what's happened to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. That is a human right for you to be able to have access to energy resources, man, to heat in the winter and air conditioning in the summer months, man. It's a human right. I mean, goddamn, what we are absolutely dealing with the devil. Right. Only a devil will, you know, hoard these resources to themselves, man. Only Satan himself could do such a thing and have zero compassion for other human beings, man. So when we say that the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of, we mean that. We mean that. He embodies, he personifies the spirit of Satan. Right. In everything, in all of his actions. Okay? Everything that he does, every action towards you is done with that spirit on his mind, man, in his heart. Okay? We got a couple stories, man, in Fayetteville. Woo. You're talking about race relations in Fayetteville. You know, it's at an all-time high right now. What's going on in Fayetteville? You know? And it's it's two tragic events occurred not even within 7 days of each other, right? 2 days? Come on, man. 2 days. I mean, you know what? Another sidebar. I'm so sick and tired of niggas marching, man. Right. You're marching and protesting, you know, 4 shots in the back, but you still haven't recognized the value in separation. That's we serve a God of separation, man. You know, Christ talked about separation. You know, think not that I come to send peace on the earth, right? Come. How did Christ say he was coming? He said, I'm coming as a sword, man. Right. A sword is used to separate. I mean, what else is it used for? You know, we serve a God of separation, man. That's why we have divisions with regard to the nations, all 18 nations on the face of this earth, you know. But as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you have to understand and realize that we are one family, man. Right. We are blood related, man. All of our forefathers are brothers, man. You know, we talk about who Israel is specifically. Our forefathers are Abraham, Isaac, but specifically Jacob, man. You know, Jacob was the father of the 12. He fathered 12 sons, man. You know, and you're not going to learn about no 12 tribes chart in the church, man.
Right.
That's one of the reasons why they did away with teaching about the Old Testament, man. They don't want to even identify who is who and what is what. You know, it's a real disgusting thing what has happened to us, man, in this captivity. You know, to not know who you are. You know, I mean, what's the logic in that? If you don't know who you are, you're liable to do anything.
Right.
You fall off into all. That's why we're all in all sorts of religions and ideologies. You know, we fall in. I've seen people. Sister wrote a book striving to be a yogi, man. I mean, what sister in her right mind thinks that, you know, that's a Tawab thing to do? you don't even really understand, you know,
Right.
what it is that you are pursuing, man. I mean, just to look at those idols is one thing that just throws me off, you know. But read that one more time, brother.
Khan. This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together.
Right.
Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
Gather together, O nation that is not desired. We have to realize as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that we are not desired. We're not desired by anyone. We don't even desire one another, man. But that's the reason why we go over this scripture. That's the reason why we hold these classes, you know, every week. We're going into the same precepts, man, because we're trying to drill it into your head that this is what you should be focusing on. You should be focusing on gathering yourselves together, learning how to depend upon one another as we did, you know, in olden times, man. Learning that, you know, this brother, he got his resources, he has his skill set. This brother has his resources and has his skill set. I got my resources and my skill set. You know, it's one thing for us to have those things and be separated, but just imagine if we came together and pooled our resources, man.
Right.
If we came together and literally, as far as groupthink, had real synergy toward, you know, building something.
Right.
You know, when we say Kwam Yasha'Allah, we mean that, man. And it's going to take real work. The priests and prophets in the I.S.U.P.K are doing the work, man.
That's right.
Straight up, man. I get on social media and I get, you know, my spirit gets rejuvenated, man. You know, whenever I see brothers getting raised up, you know, a brother, you know, Commander YAHANNA has done it again.
Right.
Got a new trooper, brother got his name. Right. He's standing there in all black, chest poked out, right, you know, looking like a warrior. Right. Okay. That is an awesome thing to see, man. Right. You know, or you see a brother get raised up from a trooper to an officer. You know this, brothers. Y'all don't even know what it takes to become an officer in here, man. Right. You literally have to prove yourself, man. You have to prove yourself. You know, study to show thyself approved, essentially, right? Right. And it's a beautiful thing, man. It is an absolute miracle. You know, we see miracles all the time in here. I see brothers that leave the world to come in here and to be in the truth, man. If you're not in the I.S.U.P.K under Commander YAHANNA, man, you are not in the truth.
That's right.
If you're not coming to class, you know, you're not holding true to your office. You ain't checking in with your camp leader. You desire to be a trooper, put on all black boots, black pants, black headband, black scarf, or whatever. You come in here and you got off colors on, but you desire to be a trooper. You're not holding true to your office, man. You know, well, you got to check in. Everybody has a check-in day. You just opt to not check in. I mean, how do you really want this? Do you really want to be a part of this brotherhood? You know, if you did, you would do the things that are necessary to be a part of this, man. And it's a beautiful thing when you're in here, man. It is an absolute beautiful thing. I get semblances of what heaven will be by coming in here. Never experienced it ever a day in the world, man. But going to the Passover, come on, man. It's a glorious thing. You know, brothers do what they need to do what you got to do to get down there, man, within reason. Don't break no laws, and, you know, do whatever's lawful to get down to the Passover this year. It's going to be in Florida, Cocoa Beach, Florida, right? They said they're having a yacht party. You know, I've been thinking about that yacht party all week. I don't know what a player going to wear. You know what I'm saying? It's a lock here. Coming there like, what's the boy name? Delroy Lindo. All right. Is that it on that? Gather yourselves together, O nation not desire. Who's not desiring us? Who doesn't desire Israel, man? Who hasn't desired Israel since the beginning of time, man? The other nations, they hate you. Paul Mooney said what? Everybody want to be a Negro, but don't nobody want to be a Negro. Of course, a sub-Negro for the racial epithet or the N-word. But you can't turn on your TV and not see our influence. You can't step outside and not see how we influence the other nations, even at our lowest. You know, we are tremendously influential at our lowest, man. You know, drug culture. Go ahead, brother.
That's heavy bringing it out too about us being influential. Lois, one of the brothers was saying that it's dope that when you see all the culture, what they call hip hop culture, it's really black culture, just Israelite culture.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, with the do-rags. And then you go to Beverly Hills or you know, the upper crust areas, you see so-called oppressors wearing do-rags.
Right.
East Indians wearing do-rags. You see brothers wearing, you know, when we did the pants leg up like LL, just things that we would do.
Right.
They come from the projects, they come from the barrios, the lowest parts of the world. We influence the whole world from the lowest part.
Right.
Like, that's powerful. We don't have much at all, but we influence the whole entire globe, and it usually comes from the bare bottom of what we put out. Everybody wants a copy.
Right.
You be a billionaire, you want to copy somebody who lives in a, you know, Section 8 because he got drip. How do you have drip when you're poor? See what I'm saying? We have that, though. We are the salt of the earth, really. You know
right.
We influence the whole globe of earth from the lowest bottoms where we at.
That's right. Get that brother a hand, man. You're right about that. You know, I think you brought it out where you see the heathens going and standing, like they talked about it last night, how they'll go and stand out, you know, in a neighborhood that they know is hell on earth, literally. You said you ain't going to 63rd, you going to O Block, right? What is that, 64th? Am I right? Yeah. Well, you know, I ain't from Chicago. But, you know, you go to any Martin Luther King Boulevard in any treasure city, and 9 times out of 10, you're going to find blacks, Hispanics, you know, pooled, congregated in one zone, man. You see the devil doing a Harlem Shake in front of the Marcy Project sign. You know, it's like, come on, man. Like, why would you want to? You have everything, and yet still you are striving to be like us at our lowest. You know, so that's a word right there, man. You need to get that in your spirit as a black, Hispanic, or Native Indian man, woman, or child. Watch and see how all the other nations emulate us, man. You know, their women, their makeup is getting darker and darker. Right. You know, they got to have a tan year round, not just in the summer months. They put tanning beds in their homes, man. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry, you know, them trying to accentuate their features with Botox injections, you know, and the BBL, right? That is like taking the world by storm, man. Yeah, the lip injections, you know, all of that. The collagen injections, man, so that they could, you know, that essentially, you talked about that one time in class before with Sarah Bartman. You brought that out. Nah, don't you give me that look like you don't remember. You getting old.
So like if I may, but when you were talking about the lip injections, right? You was Kim Kardashian with the lip injections,
right?
Khloe Kardashian's, and our sister have full voluptuous lips.
That's right.
Nice size soup coolers.
You
know what I'm saying? Nice good. You know what I'm saying? Blow off anything that's hot, right? Yeah, some real soup coolers.
Right.
And then they be ashamed. We be ashamed of the thing that the world find absolutely amazing.
Right.
And you hear them like the what would they call it? The minstrel shows and stuff like that, where they make fun of black people and their characteristics. Well, we tend to look at our sisters with those same characteristics.
Right.
The nice lips, the big old bright eyes, you understand? Or she can have the small eyes, nice shapely body. Huh? Now they used to be ashamed of it. Now everybody all of a sudden want to be slim thick.
Right.
That's a word for the other nations to somehow feel like they're part of the nourishment that we receive from the, you know what I'm saying, from good food. You know what I'm saying? Can't say what I want to say, Bunk, y'all. I'm trying to keep it PG-13, if I may.
We passed them 2 minutes, baby.
Yeah. but that's that's the thing that the Lord wanted us to be anyway.
Right.
He wants us to be separate from the rest of the world so we can see the visual impact that we have on each other.
Right.
That visual impact shouldn't even mean a goddamn thing to another nation of people. It should only belong to us. They wouldn't understand the value of a woman outside of her. You know, they don't understand the value of a woman be outside of her, like her sexuality. You understand? So you look at anything that this empire is pushing today, the value of a woman is based on how sexy she can be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, literally. I mean, you think about the gym outfits that these sisters are wearing in the public nowadays. Is that they want you to look at your sister as being nothing more than a sexual object.
Right.
You understand? And before long, they're flipping it to the men as well. No longer men should be providers. We want to train the women to be their own goddamn bosses. We don't need men bosses anymore. Right. We don't need masculinity anymore. We need men that wear skinny jeans, and if a fight breaks out, he's not able to run or protect himself. Because he'll trip and fall, Bunker, y'all. You see what the world is doing?
That's right.
This world is turning the Lord's chosen people into a laughing stock, man, on every facet of life. And everything that you can think about investing in, the world is laughing at us, man. Look at your financial institutions, ha, ha, ha. Look at your HBCUs, ha, ha, ha. Look at your women, looking at your children. But what they do is they separate the ones that are very talented.
Right.
They separate the ones that have a way of thinking special, and they put them into their programs. So that way they receive all the benefits. If we were separate and seeing the power that we had, even though we have some faults, even though we have some holes in everything that we do, but guess what? Those people would come back to us, Bunker, y'all, and make us whole, man. The doctors that go and work into these different organizations and St. Jude Hospital and things like that, those doctors would come back to our hospitals. Those educators would leave all these PWIs and come back to these HBCUs.
Right.
All those basketball players and football players and soccer players would come out of those professional leagues and come back to the neighborhoods. To what? To help us bridge these gaps that we have. Everybody's coming in and out of Israel and taking whatever the hell that they want to and using it for whatever hell they want to use it to. And it's for their benefit.
Right.
That's why we're supposed to come together, huh? That's why. Salaki, go ahead, brother. Hey,
damn
right.
Bad, brother.
Sorry,
Christ. Get the rock and rolling. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for, man. You know, somebody's got to say it. Creflo Dollar ain't saying it. TD Jakes ain't saying it. John Gray ain't saying it. Juanita Bynum ain't saying it. Shirley Caesar for damn sure ain't saying it. You're wasting your time if you're in the Christian church, man. It's 2022. Y'all better get with the times, man. You know, recognize that you know, we're a nation that is not desired, man. You know, but they desire to be like us at our lowest. You know, it's a real disgusting thing. They don't even want to be. They have their own cultures. They can go to their homeland. They have relics and, you know, temples, and they got their own gods. They got their own heritage, man. But you don't.
Right.
You don't know it. You reject your heritage. You reject the heritage of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, according to what the Bible says. You're not learning that heritage in the church. Right. You think they're teaching this book in the church, man? They're not getting you closer to the God of this Bible by you being in that church. They giving you a one-way ticket straight to hell, man. Straight to destruction. Straight to your death, man. You know, that's why they have so many Christian churches everywhere. They are pushing Christianity like they pushing dope. It's a drug, man. It's a weapon of mass destruction. That's what it is. You know, drop that. Give me Deuteronomy 7:6, man. You know, you got to understand who you are as God's chosen people, man. We are so much more than what we are right now, man. You know, but you're not going to realize that untapped or that unfulfilled potential that you have unless you come into the Israelite school of universal practical knowledge, man. You won't. I don't give a damn. You can go to Yale, you can go to Harvard, you can go to any HBCU, you know. You can go to any HBCU. You're not going to learn this information. You're just not, man. You know, they withhold it intentionally. They don't want you to wake up to know who you are. Because they know who you are. We just don't know who we are. Right. You know, the second the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians wake up, man, it's a wrap. That's when the table gets turned, man. And reality or society as you know it will be completely opposite, you know. It'll be the inverse, you know. It'll be the inverse of what you see right now. Right. The people that are in power will be serving, man. They will be enslaved, you know. What the scriptures say, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity, man.
Right.
That's I'm patiently waiting for that.
Right.
You know, those are things that the dreams are made of. Martin Luther King had a dream. Good night. Yeah, man. Yeah. And they're gonna, the whole earth will be acknowledging Michael King or Orgy Mike here on next Monday, man. Right. You know, right. And you know, it's kind of crazy, you know, certain slaveries don't even acknowledge it, you know, as a federal holiday. Right. But you know, I guess the upper crust brothers, they get that day off. So I know Zion YAHANNA will be off. You gonna be off too? Oh man. Brothers in a different tax bracket. I'm gonna be doing the work of the Lord on Monday. You feel me? Because no, I can't say that, can I? I can't talk about what we got going on in Fayetteville, can I? Oh, help is on the way, goddammit. Help is on the way. Fayetteville, North Carolina. You know? Straight up, man. Barakatah, Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, man. All honor, all praise, all glory go to the most high power, man. You know, and it's a beautiful thing what these brothers here have built, man. You know, help is on the way. You ain't gonna have no excuse to not come to our brick and mortar. You know what I'm saying? Do I need to drop a shameless plug right now with the address? Okay. Just know we in the belly of the beast. You know what I'm saying? We right smack dab right in the middle of Fayetteville, man. You know, help is on the way. You know, don't have to fear and fret no longer. You know, you have a place where a place of refuge, a place of actual learning. You know, you're gonna learn culturally who you are. You're gonna receive your identity, recognize who you are as God's chosen people, man. Go ahead and give me that verse, brother.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people.
For thou art a holy people. Where we at? The book of Deuteronomy? Is that one of Moses' books? One of the first 5 books of the Bible. That's the Torah. The Pentateuch is what they call it, right? And here, you know, Moses, or really in the spirit of the Lord, you know, acknowledging who Israel is, you know, and basically the Lord is saying that we are a separate people, right? You know you're a separate people just based off of your everyday experiences. Wherever you go, at your slavery, you can go to the grocery store, you know, your school, you recognize that you are separate. You recognize how the other nations acknowledge you. You recognize how they avoid you. You recognize how they are reluctant to accept you. They don't desire you. Okay. The Lord says we are a separate people, a set apart people, you know, and that's a good thing. Right. Okay. Don't look at it like it's a bad thing. You know, I'm so grateful that I am not a heathen, man. I'm grateful that I'm not desired. You know, you got to find comfort in knowing that the other nations hate you. Find comfort in that, man. And with that energy, Learn how to love your brother or your sister, man. Learn how to love yourself. Okay? Keep reading, brother.
Come on. For thou art an holy people.
Thou art an holy people, man. This is a positive affirmation here. You know, people always talk about speaking life. If you Black, Hispanic, Native Indian, you need to memorize this verse, man. Right. You remember, make this a part of your daily mantra. Right. You know what I mean? For thou art what?
And holy people.
And holy people, man. What do you think that term holy means, man? It's not the holy that you learn about in the church. T.D. Jakes ain't holy. Right. What the hell is separate about T.D. Jakes? What is it? He accepts everyone, you know? He accepts everyone and he eats everything. Mm-hmm. He doesn't deny himself anything. Right. Not just T.D. Jakes, but any Christian pastor. You know, Deacon Beat Him Down Brown. Right. Pastor Pork Chop, right? Mm-hmm. They all do it. They don't deny themselves anything, including your tithes.
Right.
You know, that's top of the list. They're going to demand that from you. Mm-hmm. The Lord says that we are what?
And holy people.
And holy people, man. You ain't holy if you celebrating Christmas. Right. Or you know, you got to get the 13-pound turkey to try to deep fry and burn down your goddamn house. Right. Ain't nothing holy about that. You think the Lord would allow that to happen to his people? You know, we suffer because of our disobedience, man. You know, how did the apartment fire happen? Look, the young man was playing with a lighter.
Tom Con. Yeah.
What?
Playing with a lighter.
You still putting Christmas trees up in your house? With all this truth out here, you're just going to choose to be sleep. You're going to choose to not be woke at all. I mean, you still erecting idols, satanic, ancient satanic rituals you're conducting on specific days, man. The Lord didn't create December 25th as his birthday, man. They've been, they were celebrating Christmas before Christ was even born, right?
Right.
You know, that's the worship of Nimrod, man. And that little brother was playing with was it a devil that did it, or was it an Israelite? I don't know if it was Israel or not. I just know that he had a Christmas tree, and it's wicked and evil for that, you know, to even be a part of the story. But all them people died, man. Them children died because of that. Just imagine he could play with the lighter and there was no Christmas tree there. Imagine if there was no Christmas tree in there. We wouldn't be reading, you know, about this Bronx fire, man. Those children would still have their lives, you know. But keep reading that verse, brother.
Unto the Lord thy God.
We're a holy people, and we what?
Unto the Lord thy God.
We're a holy people unto the most high power, man. We belong to God, man. And if you thought about the fact that you belong to the most high power, you'd have some shame about doing that thing that you do.
Right.
You know, you really question your movements if you knew that you were God's chosen, man. You know, that's the reason why all the other nations emulate you at your lowest. They know exactly who you are. Right. They won't acknowledge it. They won't let you know, oh, you God's chosen. You shouldn't be smoking that weed. They're not going to tell you that. Right. Oh, you God's chosen. You shouldn't be twerking, you know, dancing in that strip club. You know, you God's chosen. They're not going to tell you to cover up, put some clothes on and be modest. They're not going to tell you that, man. You belong to the Lord. Knowing that you belong to the Lord, you should have some real shame about the way you conduct yourself, the way you move out here, man, the way you moving in these streets. You should be a reflection of the Most High, you know, in the things that you say, in the way that you act, the foods that you eat, the way that you dress. It should all be reflective of the Most High power. That's why we look so strange to you, us in the truth. We look strange to people in the world, man. I walked out of the store one day, brother was looking at my fringes, man. He was just like, yo, you know, love it or hate it, man. I know who I am. You don't know who the hell you are, brother. I mean, you had Salakia. You don't know who you are, you know. And I have compassion for my brothers. You know, I understand that you are ignorant, you know, you don't know. You know, there's no malice in ignorance, you know, as far as our understanding is concerned, because we were once in your shoes. We were once doing that shameful thing. You know, we just decided to gird up thy loins, man, to recognize who we are based off of what these verses are saying. Keep reading.
Come on. The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
The Lord thy God, or thy power, that's possessive, meaning that he belongs to us and us alone. He's not the God of the East Indian. He's not the God of the Asian or the Slovakia, the Chinese or the Japanese, you know, or the Hawaiians. You know, he's our power, meaning that he'll work for us, man. You got to serve him though, if you want the protection from the Most High Power, man. If you really literally want to be saved by the Most High Power, you know, there's certain things that you got to do, and it's not doing what the other nations do, because they don't belong to the Lord, man. The Lord is likened them unto spittle. In the book of 2nd Ezra, it says that. Keep reading.
Has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
The Lord has chosen you, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, woman, and child, to be a special people, man. What does it take to be special? What does it take to be special in 2022, man? When I think special, I think different. You know, when I think special, I think something of value, you know, not devoid of value or devoid of understanding and wisdom, but you actually have these things. You embody these things. Keep reading.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Oh, you're special above all people, man, that are upon the face of the earth. So what's happening here is we're teaching you about superiority. You know, in your low condition, you need to recognize that you are royalty, man. Recognize that. Recognize these other nations, they can't hold water to you. They cannot. And just imagine if you were moving in the right spirit. Just imagine if you were doing, thus saith the Lord, if you were keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments, man. Why would the Lord reject you if you were literally being special? Why would he? He wouldn't have a reason to, man. We're not concerned about getting back into his good graces as a people. That's why these brothers in the truth, they work tirelessly, man. I'd be so tired sometimes, man. Like, good night. It must be nice. It must be nice to be able to do whatever the hell you want to do, man. You know, but you're doing the wrong things if you're not in here. The scriptures say this ain't our rest, man. We got work to do. We got family business to handle and address, man. You know, you need to get in all black. If you're a brother, man, there's no reason for you not to want to come in here. You know, you don't want to put on all black because you think it's satanic, you know, but you put on some goddamn loafers that's exposing the top half of your foot.
Right.
And some high waters, and you thinking you in, you know, high fashion. What you say? You can't even move. The pants so tight. You couldn't lift your leg up to kick an oppressor if you needed to. You know what I'm saying? What in the world, man? Keep reading with that, brother.
That's it. Read again.
Yeah, one more time.
Common is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Right.
The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
That's right.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
So just know that the Lord chose you, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, woman, and child. You have been chosen by God to be special. Okay. So keep that, you know, write that precept down, read it, take it to your pastor, have him explain it to you. Let him know that some nigga with braids and a beard, you know, told you that you was God's chosen people. And you want answers. Let him know that you want answers. Hold him accountable for the office that he claims to hold, man. Hold him accountable for all those tithes he collected, man. Hold him accountable for that. And then tell them to come see me, man. I'm all precinct officer Bancayal, man. I'm a 500, a lowly 500, you know. If you really want that work, you can get that work. You know what I'm saying? All right. So first order of business, you know, we got stuff that we need to deal with. You know, we got trouble in our city. You know, the city where we live right now in Fayetteville, North Carolina. You know, 2 tragic events occurred within a week's time. 2 days, my brother just said. Use the smaller one first. Yeah, that's the first one. You know, and this is from the Fayetteville Observer, man. This is the oldest newspaper in North Carolina, man. Okay, this periodical has been around for a while, a long while. Okay, and it is a tremendous source of information. You know, if you're not informed, man, you know, wherever you are, whatever city, you need to know what's going on in your city. You need to know what's going on in your state or in your county. You need to know what's going on in your country. You know, the country where you reside, man. You know, it's really, really important. You know, as a man or as an adult or even as a youth to be informed, to know what time it is, man. You got to know what's going on. You know, and we have to stay up to date with current events. You know, you can't just be sitting there playing that Xbox or that PlayStation, man. There's always something that you can learn. Okay, we're striving to be a special people. Okay, go ahead and read that article, brother.
Comic-Con, it says witness captured video of fatal Fayetteville shooting.
A witness captured a video of a fatal Fayetteville shooting. So I know somebody died. When you see that word fatal, you know, and you brothers that like that video game, right. Fatal, short for fatality, right? Mortal Kombat style, right? Keep reading.
A video posted to social media Tuesday night shows the moment a Fayetteville father was gunned down at a busy Skyborough Road intersection.
Good night,
by
man.
another.
Hold on. That's a lot to process there. That's a whole lot to process. Take it from the top one more time.
Comic-Con. A video posted to social media.
A video posted to social media. So we know that this is like, you know, one of the quickest ways that you can get information out is by posting things to social media, man. I dropped the ball. I fumbled the ball, man. I fumbled the bag, you know, with the whole Zaxby situation. You know, my rib bought a salad and it had a rubber glove in the salad, man. And I'm thinking the pen is mightier than the sword. So I write like a bad review. I ain't heard nothing yet. Ain't nobody comment on the review on Google or nothing. And my homeboy was like, hey, man, you fumbled that bag, man. I was like, what? He said, yeah, you should have put it on social media. There's power in that, man. Right. And as much as they try to censor us right now, we're being censored for using everyday words in the English language, man. Right. Words that are very, very common to man, okay? And we're not being malicious when we say most of the stuff that we say. You know, we're just trying to inform the people about what time it is, man. But go ahead with that.
Comic-Con. A video posted to social media Tuesday night shows the moment a Fayetteville father was gunned down.
Good night.
At a busy Skyborough Road intersection by another motorist Monday afternoon.
So just hearing the introductory statements or the intro to this article, right. You know, who do you think was gunned down? Who gets gunned down in that manner, right. In America? Who has the gall to do that, man? Now, I know, you know, they always say, you know, they try to attribute these violent acts to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you know, but the real murderer is the oppressor, man.
That's right.
You know, if anything, we learned that from watching you all these years. For centuries, you raped, robbed, murdered, pillaged. You know, I mean, what haven't you done to God's chosen people? I don't think there's nothing that you haven't done. You know, you dropped bombs on us, you know, bombed our churches, you know, burned down our homes, set crosses on fire, hung us from trees, raped our mothers, raped our sisters, raped our aunts. I mean, good night, man.
And so, like, if I may, not to mention the things that we don't see.
Right.
Man, I have a nephew right now that is fighting for his life, and he don't even know it. He doesn't even know it. Meaning he's making decisions right now as in his adolescence that could possibly lead to him losing his life later on in life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Later on. You understand?
Mhm.
He's making decisions based on his understanding of what he perceives the world to be right now at his adolescence. He don't even understand like this could end your life right now.
Right.
Like we don't we have the things that we do see from day to day, our bar. They're right in front of us. And those things, priests and prophets of the Lord, we able to wake up and change our lives based on the counseling that we received that said, hey, you in trouble.
Right.
They like you better watch it. You may want to watch yourself, your things you're going through, right? Or the things that you're doing. But what happens to the children that does not see the danger that they're placing themselves in their adolescence because of the structure that this empire has been set for? You understand?
Mhm.
That the things that the oppressor done put in place. You understand? The laws of this empire are set for them to catch you in your early age, y'all. They're making decisions at such an early age and doesn't even understand the impact that it may have later on in life.
Mm.
Yeah, we know who the police officers, the bad ones are. We know what they do. We know what the Christian church done. We've seen that. We've seen what religion has done to our people. We've seen what abortions and addictions and all these things have done to our people. But what about the mindset of the young? They don't understand the danger that they're in. And they don't understand it. You look at any animal in life, any animal that's in nature. The father and the mother are absolutely consumed with making sure them children are raised up.
Right.
Like as a young lion or lioness, they call them lioness, right?
Right.
They watch the cubs to make sure that they're not in danger. They actually show them how to hunt and defend themselves and protect themselves in their youth. Black, Hispanics, Native Indians, we've lost that nature that we have. We've lost the very nature that we've lost that as a nation of people. The very thing that nature gives us at birth, we've lost that. We've lost the sense of protection. We've lost the sense of not protection, but being able to feed yourself, independency, right? We've lost all of that to assimilate within a culture that is designed to kill you day by day.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no escaping it.
Right.
You ever want to know what real life is about? Go to your refrigerator. Open your refrigerator up. Get an apple out. Cut the apple in half.
Right.
And sit it on your stove. And guess what happened to the apple overnight? What it will begin to be, brown? It'll turn brown, right?
Right.
That means what? It's being broken down day by day.
That's right.
So imagine what you're dealing with as a nation of people, so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You're dealing with the weight of the world, the natural gravity and progressions of life, and then you throw the oppressor in there. That's catastrophic to your growth, Doc.
Right.
So never mind the things that you see. What about the things that we do not see? We wrestle not against what? Flesh and blood, but what? Principalities, high places. Yeah, wickedness. These things are made, these decisions are made behind closed doors, Quadon. So I suggest we follow the law, statutes, and commandments and be brothers and sisters to one another based on the things that we can see, so that way we can fix the things that we cannot see. Keep bringing it out, Bunky, y'all.
Yeah,
The water.
No, Most High in Christ. All these precepts coming to mind, man, just based off of what you said about your nephew. Man, Lord be with him, man. I saw a video today about, I think I posted it to my social media. A brother was in a prison cell, man. And he's talking about, how he's doing hard time. He does a 360 in the prison cell. Him and there's another brother in there. Oh, man, that thing hurt my heart, man. To know that the brother has to live within those four constraints of those four walls. I mean, you did that you did that. We're supposed to be a nation of priests, man. So we have to be very judicious about the decisions that we make, man. Our rationale should be, it should far exceed where it is right now.
Right.
We're not making the correct decisions, man. We're not making the correct decisions. Like, we're dealing with generational curses. You go to church because Big Mama went to church.
Right.
And her mama, your mom taught you to go to church. Those are learned behaviors, man. Look, we talk about maladaptive behaviors. Those things aren't helping you. You're learning things that are destroying you. It's like me, teaching somebody how to roll a blunt or how to shoot up some heroin or something. You think you're getting something good, but ultimately at the end of the day, you are destroying yourself. That's what happens when we put on our Sunday's finest, our Sunday's best, and we prance and stroll into these damn churches, man, or into the brothers putting on dresses, literally, to go into the Muslim mosque, man. Get barefoot in there, man. I mean, it's just an effeminate thing. It just is. Just think about the spirit of doing that. It's a sad thing, man. Lord be with your nephew, man. He needs wise counsel. He needs wise counsel from a strong man. Does he have a father in his household? You know what I'm saying? Good night, man. Get back to that article, brother.
Come on.
How you put that on my heart like that, man? Good night.
In the 6-second clip posted online by Fayetteville-based media corporation.
6 seconds?
Come on.
It's just a 6-second clip where brother lost his life. 6 seconds. It don't take long. Life is very, very precious, man.
Right.
Very precious, man. How old was the brother?
We'll 32.
32 years old. Died in 6 seconds, man. Murdered in 6 goddamn seconds, man. Think about all the careful attention that was paid to him, for him to be here. He had to have a mother. The mother nurtured him, nursed him,
right?
Took care of him. You brothers that have children, what it takes in order to raise children. So endless sacrifice. Right. And he's 32.
Come.
And he was a father. They said he was a father. Man, keep reading the article. Let's get some more details, man.
Motorcyclist Stephen Addison.
What's his name?
Stephen Addison.
One more time.
Stephen Addison.
Stephen Addison. Right. Stephen Addison, brother. We will not forget you.
Right.
Okay. We're talking about Sandra Bland. Say her name. Say his name. Stephen Addison.
So, like, if I may, Stephen Addison.
That's right, sir.
6 seconds.
6
right?
seconds. That's right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And his brother's life is gone. 6 seconds. Now, you think about that the next time you want to harbor hate. I go to sleep angry at someone.
Right. Man, 6 seconds, man. That's all it took, man. Right. To extinguish life, one of God's chosen, man. Keep reading.
Come on. Is seen standing in the traveling lane beside his bike at the stoplight at Skybo and Cliffdale Roads. On the other side of Addison's motorcycle stands a heavyset man, and the two appear to be arguing. Behind the man is the open passenger door of a pickup truck in the left lane of the motorcycle.
Okay. So you're just describing the scene.
Come.
We know those are major thoroughfares for all the Fayetteville natives, and I'm a Fayetteville native. You said Cliffdale and Skybo. That's one of the busiest, if not the busiest, intersection in Fayetteville.
Right.
Okay. Good night. And where was he positioned? At the intersection, right?
Come.
Okay. Heading towards what?
He was right, but you know where
The Miabis.
right exactly where the Miabis is at,
Okay.
right on the corner.
Okay, and he was off his bike.
Come.
So what was going on with his bike? It don't say.
It don't say.
Okay, Salaki, go ahead.
Come.
Baba Kasha.
Behind the Slakia, the video apparently recorded by a motorist directly behind the pickup shows that both the motorcycle and the truck are the first vehicles at the red light.
Okay. So they're the first two vehicles at the red light. This brother had opportunity to get off his bike.
Come.
So he was probably there before the truck got there.
Right.
In order for him to get stationary and to get off his bike.
Come.
Something happened before that. Something had to occur before that. They said it was a road rage incident, right?
Come.
So ain't no telling what happened, man. There's absolutely no telling what occurred. But we are in the age of Big Brother. There's cameras everywhere, man. You know, the plot will thicken. It's gonna the story's gonna unfold as time, ticks along. Keep reading.
Cross traffic appears to have the right of way at the time. In the video, Addison, wearing a helmet and backpack, points at the other man over the motorcycle between them. While the video has sound, what the men are saying is not audible.
So he's pointing at an oppressor, right?
Right.
I remember General Hyman taught a class, and he talked about like a threatening gesture and how that could be perceived as a threatening gesture, just pointing. And he have a weapon. He was unarmed. That's what it said. He's unarmed, right?
Right.
But just by merely pointing in the direction of an oppressor, you can lose your life, man. As his brother Stephen Addison was his name, as Stephen Addison did. Keep reading. Right, with a cell phone. What was the brother? We got gunned down in the back of his grandma's house or whatever. And he had a cell phone, he had a phone in his hand, and got gunned down by the police, right? Good night. Walter Scott in South Carolina? Right. That's not the brother that was reading the book. He had a book in his hand. Right. That's what my brother, may he rise again, Makatazah, he taught a class about that. He's actually got a article in whatever the paper is down there, talking about that incident. He took to the streets, in outrage before coming into the truth. I guess that was a Negro wake up moment for him. Will the death of Stephen Addison be a Negro wake up moment for you? That's right. Will it? Right. I mean, I know you're tired of goddamn marching. I'm tired of seeing y'all march. Right. I'm tired of watching my people grieve. Grief is a terrible thing to witness. It's a terrible thing to experience, but it's probably worse to see somebody else grieving. It's a bad thing. Like if I look across the room, we all been to funerals before, and grief kind of hits me late. It takes me a while to process it, but you're at a funeral and you look and you see the pain in somebody's eyes because they are literally grieving for whoever died. You know what I'm saying? That has a pull on them heartstrings. It has to. You're devoid of compassion if you don't feel something. Especially if it's somebody that you love or somebody that somebody that you're close to, man. And some of my homeboys here in Fayetteville, was close to this brother, man. Shout out to Jesse, right? Jesse was close to this brother, man. Was it Straight No Chase? Yeah. This is how I learned about this situation, was through that media outlet. Okay. Now, brother ain't in the truth, you know what I'm saying? But we're working on him. We're trying to get him in here, you know what I'm saying? But go ahead, continue with the article.
The other man appears to be yelling at Addison and points back. Addison then seems to direct his attention to the truck before a single gunshot rings out.
Good night. So he was unawares. He was caught unawares in the crosshairs of Elmer Fudd, literally, man. He was killed at that intersection like an animal. There was zero compassion for Stephen Addison.
Right.
0 at the hands of, I'm assuming it's a devil. I know more than I'm putting off like I don't know. It's just, it is Satan. The living personification of Satan himself pulled that trigger and extinguished his brother's, this 32-year-old brother's life in 6 seconds. It took 6 seconds for him to make that type of decision. We're talking about, that's irrational, man. You're talking about from going from 0 to 100. He went from 0 to 6 real quick and opted to take this brother's life, man. I don't know the backstory. I don't know the backdrop of what happened, but we're supposed to be, peaceable, live peaceable amongst all men, right? Paraphrasing the scripture, but that's what the Bible, I know that, but this brother, he's probably thinking that he's going to be dealt with, like a human being, like an American citizen.
Right.
I don't know, was he ex-military? Was he prior military? Right, he was prior military. Good, nice. So he had strong delusion on him, thinking that he is an equal participant in this democracy. Okay, he's thinking that he's an American. I'm a red-blooded American like you. He's not even looking at, the oppressor being the oppressor for face value. You're not dealing with not just one devil. You got 2 devils that you are trying to reason with, man. You can't reason with Satan, man.
Right.
You cannot reason with the devil. In the heat of an argument? Good night, man. Is that it on that?
Says the police said the driver of the truck, who is not seen in the video, fired the fatal shot. No other details of the incident were released by police.
Good night.
Addison immediately collapses, and the heavyset man glances at him momentarily, then walks back toward the open truck door before the video clip ends. Police said the driver and passenger fled the scene of the 12:30 p.m. shooting.
Goddamn cowards. They did what? Go ahead, brother.
Police said the driver and passenger fled the scene of the 12:30 p.m. shooting.
Fled the scene of the crime. Goddamn murderers. You know that was not a justifiable homicide, right? Man. Go ahead, brother.
That's heavy too, because it's first of all, it's angering, and for him to just shoot that brother like that, 12:30, you got murder on your mind before lunch. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, I was watching the news, and all it was Gilbert Bays was covering there. Somebody mentioned about they're going to review the tape to see if he was justified for aggressive posture or something that he was doing with his hand.
Yeah.
Which, from the 6-second clip I seen, if a brother's hand is empty, he's riding a motorcycle, he gets off the bike, he's having a conversation, if he brandishes a gun or something like that.
Right.
So why are you even bringing it up? This is not a stand your ground state, is it? I don't think it is.
I don't believe it is. I mean, they have castle laws in effect here.
Right, but when you're a gun owner, you take classes on, discharging that weapon on somebody. Then right. You did not even render aid to that brother. You shot him like a dog. You jumped back in the truck. You looked down at him like he was a dog. Then you got back in the truck and left the scene. You didn't call 911. You didn't say, hey, try to put a tourniquet on the brother. You shot him somewhere in the extremity. You gunned him down and you left. You didn't care. That was malice. That was just heinous murder. I don't care how they're going to try to justify this. But if that 6-second clip was enough for anybody with common sense to know that was cold-blooded murder.
Right. Cold-blooded murder. Bloody murder. That's what those protests, those picket signs should read, that bloody murder. I saw the video, and just based off of, I'm not a crime scene investigator, I'm not a prosecutor, by trade, but just based off of the positioning of the brother, he was behind his bike, so he had the bike in front of him. Then it was another devil, the son, the portly, the fat bastard was standing right there. And then you don't even see the other devil in the truck. So you can't say, I fear for my life. You can't say I fear for my life, because you got too many obstacles in the way. You can't even use I fear for my son's life because you discharged that firearm within inches of your son. And it was a shotgun, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, reckless abandon. Have you shot a shotgun before? You know, have you shot a shotgun? It had to be slugs. I know he didn't have the audacity to shoot. Who? No shot. There was no bird shot in that shotgun. It was a slug that made him drop that way. You know, I'm not no ballistics expert, you know, but I know a few. Oh, man, this is a tragedy, man. And you would think you could live peaceably, you know, it's supposed to be America. You serve your country. You know what I mean? You would think that you would get due process. At least give me due process. You know, do me a favor, man. Don't drop the article. Give me Matthew 5:25. Kind of want to address this real quick because I am an expert on de-escalation and on conflict resolution. I can say that, you know, I've done that for years. So man, there's so many different ways we can look at this. Never trust thine enemy, but he's not thinking that they're enemies, right? Because I'm sure he's probably a Christian. He served in the military. You know, he's looking at these devils like, this could be my battle buddy, you know, and we're just having a disagreement and we're going to have a healthy discourse right now, you know, in the middle of this intersection, the busiest intersection in Fayetteville. Go ahead and read that scripture, brother. Good night.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5 and verse 25. Agree with thine adversary quickly.
Now, all those folks that say that they love Christ, they don't know anything about Christ. Right. Because I know people that swear up and down the day in the church fly off the goddamn handle when it comes down to minor disagreements, you know, minor misunderstandings. You know, you don't have compassion for the people that you deal with. You know, you are not what they say, them bracelets that had WWJD. You don't think, what would Jesus do when you're put in a conflicting scenario or situation? You know, keep reading. You said to do what now?
Agree with thine adversary quickly.
Agree with thine adversary quickly. Now, I used to have road rage. Well, the man I put to death, me, my old self, used to have road rage. And I would get offended at the smallest infraction. Somebody just veering into my lane, you know. I would always assume like they're on the phone texting, you know, or not, whatever. I always assume the worst, right? Or like they're literally doing this to offend me. When people be in their own little world, man, in their car, you don't know, they could be rocking out to whatever's on the radio, right, or putting on makeup or texting. You know, granted, yeah, it's a very selfish thing to do that because you're putting everybody on this roadway in danger, in harm's way, right? Which speaks volumes about you not recognizing the value in life. Okay, but Christ said to do what?
Agree with thine adversary quickly.
Now, I'm not going to charge my brother Stephen Addison. You know, we're supposed to really hear a matter through and through. I don't know all the details, right, you know, but you would think that you could at least somewhat. You can't reason with Satan. Whatever that devil said, you know, he should have agreed with him. I can say that. I can at least say that according to what Christ is saying right here. You know, I believe in what YAHANNA said or says or what he taught. You know, I'm not going to lean into my own understanding, but you could apply this in any situation. Right. What's an adversary? Somebody that is what against you, right? It's an op. Okay. This is somebody that is, we talk about adversary, think of adversity, something that's going against you, right? Agree with thine adversary. Right. At that point in time, did they mention those two perpetrators of the crime? The two murderers, did they mention them? Their names?
In the next one, they do. but just one of them. Says the alleged shooter, Roger Dale Nobles.
What was the devil's name?
Roger Dale Nobles.
He needs to be put in an electric chair.
51 was located within 2 hours of the shooting.
Hold on. So, good night. He is a 51-year-old man. 51 years old. And Stephen Addison was 32. 51 years old versus a 32-year-old. He's an elder statesman. He should have more wisdom. He should have a little bit more. He should be more reserved in his older age than to not fly off the goddamn handle and be so irrational. I mean, the other nations really fear us, man. They do. Because the brother was outnumbered. It was 2 of them and 1 of him. And he's not brandishing a weapon. They said he was unarmed. I'm pretty sure that's a part of the coroner's report. Those crime scene investigators, they went in there, assessed the scene, and they saw that he didn't have a weapon on him, which is foolish. You on a motorcycle, you have a goddamn gun? As a black man? You too free in this place, man. Too free. Scripture say this is not our rest, man. It's not. You uncomfortable now, though. Our people are uncomfortable right now, grieving at this incident. Right. When are we going to wake up, man? When are we going to wake up and realize that we're a nation that's not desired? If Stephen Addison knew that, I'm pretty sure he would have been equipped to handle with both of those devils. He would have known what Christ said right here to do what?
Agree with thine adversary quickly.
Agree with thine adversary, not slowly, but quickly. Like it absolutely matters, man. Like your life is not hanging in the balance right now. I'm going to agree with my adversary quickly because I'm going home at the end of the day.
Right.
I got kids to feed, man. I want to lay in the bed with my rib at the end of the goddamn day. I'm not trying to be put in a freezer. Keep reading.
The alleged shooter.
No, Salaki, the verse.
Agree with thine adversary quickly, while thou art in the way with him.
Agree with thine adversary quickly, whilst thou art in the way with him. So right then and there, he could have agreed with whatever the devil was saying. It wouldn't even been no need in you getting off your bike, man. Wouldn't have been no need. Now, I don't know if the bike was, broke down or whatever. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know all the details, but you could have at least, you got it. You got this. Call me whatever you want to call me right now. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? You got that. Go ahead, brother.
And us Israel, we good for that. You know what? You got it. Whatever. You got it. You know what I'm saying? We good for just letting it go. As soon as you see somebody getting ramped up, you know what? Whatever. You got it. You got it.
The wise of Israel. Those of us that have a little bit of wisdom.
Right.
And we know those of us that have come from nothing. We know how quickly, situations can turn into something.
Right.
Yeah. He said expeditiously. Oh, Salakia, escalate. That's right. Talking about conflict, things escalating. Go ahead, brother. Salakia.
It just has so many layers to it.
Good night.
And it's disgusting because, so I sent you a picture of the dude Dale and his son. It's a good old fashioned oppressor's picture, holding up a fish. They hunting. They're good Americans now. I guarantee if you ask them, they will be Christians. I was reading a Facebook forum. People were defending the guy, Addison, the guy shot, the brother. And then they were talking about, there you go. That's them right there.
Probably didn't show up.
Two good old boys. Remind you of Duck Dynasty family, right?
Good night.
Remind you of family of Duck Dynasty, right? Good old down south Christians, right? That's what it reminds you of. However, that Christian love only applies to so-called their own kind.
Right.
It don't apply to a Negro.
Right.
See, and that also proves that Christianity is white supremacy. Because if you're a real Christian, because somebody in a forum on Facebook said they were trying to defend this cat. I should have screenshot it. It was like, oh, I know him. He's not a racist. He went to my church for a couple years, blah, 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 blah. Him and his son, they like to hunt and fish, all this stuff. So they were giving a rundown on this devil. But if he's such a good Christian, a loving Christian, and a hunter and all, and fishing, he loves good old American flag, and why would you shoot this brother like that?
Right.
A Christian's supposed to talk it out, right?
Right.
The liars.
Right.
They're white supremacists.
Right.
Yeah, what happened to what happened to turn the other
Right.
cheek? You shot this brother from a car inside the truck while your son was talking to him. Then on top of that, they're gonna post this picture of this devil holding up a fish with his son. They found the most perfect, innocent family picture photo. They like two dirty, disgusting trailer park trash, Duck Dynasty rejects I've ever seen in my life.
I see it. The dirty t-shirts. And, oh man. Subpar bass. Well, Judice is hell, boy. Go ahead, sir.
It's like I seen this post earlier where the brother was like, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, like we wouldn't have to fight for civil rights, right?
Right.
If the oppressor wouldn't continue to violate, civil wrongs. You know what I'm saying? He commits civil wrongs all goddamn day and night.
Right.
Because he does not see us as an equal. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that's the thing. We're not equal to him. We're not. You understand? We far above the you know what I'm saying, the lowest of the earth. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He the beast of the earth. We far above him.
Right.
Yet it's still here. When you say you got to agree with him, correct?
That's what
Oh, the scriptures say, right?
That's right.
We got to know, like, we don't think that he's an adversary. We somehow think that has to be a talking point.
Right.
Nah, man, you will have to separate from these devils, man. And it's story after story and day in and day out. And it's a constant reminder why we cannot get along with them.
That's right.
Yeah, we can give you fair trade or whatever, but us trying to join each other, man. It is not toward, man. And these stories every week, Commander General Hunter goes and finds. He don't have to go. We don't have to hunt for stories anymore.
That's right.
Turn your news on and look at Sleepy Joe. He looks like he about halfway dead, and you thinking he gonna run this empire?
Right. Right.
You understand? They talk trash about each other all day and day night, day in and day out, and we keep sticking our nose right into his business. You ever hear somebody arguing, right? And then you clearly there's an argument, and then you open the door and stick your head in. What do they do? both of them turn around and look at you, right? Right. That's what's happening with us. These devils are fighting over things that we have no business sticking our nose in. And every time we open the door and peek our eyes in like we're supposed to be in the argument, guess what? All the focus goes on you. Right. Goes on me. And we get dealt with accordingly when we deal up under these oppressors. Get your nose out the business. Close the goddamn door.
That's right.
You understand? Start loving your brother and your sister, man.
Yeah, right.
Keep going, buddy.
Yeah, right. Most high Christ. Don't know nothing about love, huh? Love don't live here no more. Good night. All right. Is that it on that article, brother? A little bit more. Go ahead and finish that off, if you will.
It says the alleged shooter, Roger Dale Nobles, 51, was located within 2 hours of the shooting at his Auburn Street home.
He had 2 hours to get his affairs in order, man. 2 hours to go ahead and transfer them funds into another account. You know, he had 2 hours to set his affairs in order, which is more than enough time, you know. Right. You took a brother's life and within 6 seconds made a decision about whether or not he lives or dies, man. You Judge Dredd out here on these streets. Right. It's Tamir. The thing about Tamir Rice, you should study, these things, these tragedies that occurred. Tamir Rice, similar situation. It was 2 police officers. It wasn't just one. It was one that was middle-aged and one that was in his early 20s, man. And they felt threatened by this young man. He was a baby, man. He wasn't paying no goddamn bills. He was a baby. And you opted to gun him down? Come on, man. Our oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. I mean that. We call him the devil because he's a deceiver, man.
Right.
He don't want you to even believe
So like Kawal was like these people were some good Christian God fearing people, right?
Right.
Where was any what do you call it, remorse?
Right. No
Yeah,
remorse.
there was no remorsefulness
Zero
for this.
compassion.
You know what I'm saying? You would thought you were good God fearing Christians. Should got there and pray for them.
Right.
Yeah, you should pray for him.
That's right.
Yeah, just hold his hand and say, man, we didn't. No, but what you did was, son, get in the car. We have to go.
Right.
Let's leave and get up. Let's go home. You just committed a crime. No, we're stuck with holding the bag with Christianity.
Right.
We're the ones trying to hold hands and get along with somebody who literally hates you.
Right.
Right. Christianity is white supremacy. And what it showed was at that time, they used white supremacy to get the hell out of Dodge.
Right.
You understand? While once again, we stuck.
That's right.
We're stuck with hands up, don't shoot. We're stuck with no justice, no peace. Once again. Go ahead, Salah.
No, Most High in Christ having to bury a father, man. Right. I mean, he's in his prime. He's 32 years old, man. Just getting started, man. Just getting started, living that life. 32 years old, man. And that devil looked at him. He probably saw how great he was and hated everything about him. Yeah, he saw that bike. You know what I'm saying? How's this Negro afford this bike? Right. You don't even know how to ride a bike. You mad, you know? Their hatred for us is visceral, man. They have a unyielding hatred for God's chosen, man. They hate you because they ain't you. That's what they say, right?
Right.
Is that it on that article?
2 more sentences.
Go ahead. Let's read that.
He is charged with first-degree murder in the slaying.
Right. A what?
In the slaying.
In a slaying.
The passenger has not been charged.
Why not? Charge them both. Right. Charge them both. The passenger, Salakia, charge them both. Yeah, the passenger got out of the vehicle. It's an accessory to murder. Right. Charge him too.
That's a RICO.
What? Straight up. I mean, you step back so that he could get a clear shot.
Right. And Salakia, if I may, sir, if he's in the driver's seat and the motorcycle is behind him, that means he had to, like, you know what I'm saying, like lean over almost out of the window to shoot the brother.
I would have never shot a weapon. And knowing my brother or my son is right there, there's no way. He's reckless. He's a complete idiot, man.
Right.
Scriptures say children rule over us, man. Oh, Salakia. As for my people, children are their oppressors, is what the Bible says, man. You think about Donald Trump, he is a goddamn child.
Right.
He's a child. And I'm pretty sure this brother's, this devil is a Trump supporter. I could look at him and tell. Yeah. They probably got the yard sign, you know, Trump 2020 or whatever in the front yard, man. You know, they hate you. Salakia. Who that? That Quadon?
What's going on, big priest? Salakia, sir, if I may. This is a wild class, sir, if I may add. If I may, I had a precept, Baba Kishah. Most High Christ. This is the book of John, chapter 8, verse 44. It says, ye are of your father, the devil. You know, it's so heavy y'all bringing that out because, you know what I'm saying, that's exactly why we call these oppressors the devil the Bible speaks of, man. You know, and it says, the lust of your father you will do. You know what I mean? This devil lusted after killing that brother, man. You know what I'm saying? It's something he desired to do. Like you said, this brother woke up, or this devil woke up with murder on his mind, man. You know what I mean? It says he was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh, it's like when he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it, man. This is talking about this devil that we talking about right now, man. He's a goddamn liar and was a murderer from the beginning, man. You know what I mean? That's again why you said, you brought out earlier, which is so heavy, never trust thine enemy, man. You know what I mean? We got a common enemy, Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We got to open our eyes to see this truth, man. Salaki.
Damn right. Get that brother a hand, man. Kodam in my precept book, man. Most High in Christ, man. That brother, strong brother, man. But he's absolutely right, man. He's absolutely right. He was a murderer from the very beginning, man. He embodied the spirit of Cain, literally. You know, there's no love for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, none whatsoever. When it comes down to, you know, us being just human beings in this place, man. You got to understand, like, we were deemed property at one point in time in American history. Property. So if I see a Negro dressed up in a goddamn American flag on the 4th of July, man, I know you don't know who you are. You're devoid of understanding, man. You lack real wisdom when it comes down to, you know, the suffering of your people. You could care less. You just want to pop firecrackers, man. You just want to eat some goddamn barbecue. You can't overlook what happened to us. I mean, we were in the fields July 4th, 1776, man. Or in the rice paddies doing that, was the Carolina red long grain rice in the tobacco field, cutting sugar cane, you know, picking cotton. That's where the hell Blacks were, and Hispanics, and even Native Indians, man. You know, you got to understand who you are, and you have to really recognize who they are and who they've always been, man. They've never showed you compassion, never. You know, so that's what I hate about Christianity, is the fact that they try to join us to these people that hate you. You know, it's a pipe dream. You go into the Christian church thinking that, you know, the people, first of all, they said that's the most segregated day in America. This is post desegregation. Sunday is the most segregated day in America. Why is that? I ask you, why is Sunday the most segregated day in America? Why? Y'all don't know? Scratch your head. Go ahead, brother. No, you got a white church and you got a goddamn black church.
That's right.
What church you go to? I know. Most High in Christ. That was a trick question. Yeah, Most High in Christ, brother. But no, seriously though, they say Sunday is the most segregated day in America, man. Right. Because either you go into an oppressor church or you go into a black church, you know. Make it make sense. You can't even worship with them. You know that we're different. We're absolutely different. Right. And the Lord made it that way, man. You're going to try to argue with, you can't argue with God. He might create vessels for dishonor. I mean, what's wrong with that? Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't find no fault in it. I don't. I'm glad that I'm or chosen, you know, and I'm embodying that. That's why I'm in here. That's why I put on all black, man. That's why I stopped fucking Salakia. I stopped projecting. Right. I stopped projecting and I started listening. Right. I closed my mouth, man, and I came and I sat at the feet of the priest. I came and I sat and I learned who I was, and I learned who the God of the Bible was, man. And I learned that he was, the Lord is a man of war, man. And I learned that life is war. And I learned how to remove my spirit from everything that I was taught to invest in. I had to, you know, you taught from a little jit to do what? Pledge allegiance to the flag, right? I remember that. I remember being told that. And it was just so common. They don't want you to have any understanding about who you are and what you're supposed to be doing, according to what this Bible says, man. Keep reading that scripture, man.
Khan. Least at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge.
Right. And so, Salakia, like I said, he was Judge Dredd. He was judge, jury, and executioner. Right. He didn't give this brother the luxury of due process because he don't deem him a citizen. You know, even after we were freed via the Emancipation Proclamation, you know, I see Juneteenth is a big thing with our people now, you know, because we're in the spirit of celebrating just birthdays. Right. So essentially that was our birthday. That was our liberation day, us being freed from the bondage of chattel slavery here in America. Right. It's fallacy, man. You know, we can't put too much stock into America or the idea of America or the Constitution or the Declaration of Independence. We have our own Constitution. This is it. This is the Constitution for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. The Holy Bible, man.
Right.
You know, if you're in the church, you're not learning the Bible. You're learning a false doctrine. Right. You're learning something that's going to have you destroyed in this place. Okay. Keep reading that verse.
Come.
Well, drop that. Let's go to Zechariah 11:5, man. Zechariah 11:5. Good night. We the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, man. Coming out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the wise counsel and operational direction of Commanding General YAHANNA, man. And what we do is teach the truth about the Bible to so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. Because the Christian church ain't doing it. The Muslim mosque ain't doing it. You can go get into Buddhism, be saying, what did Tina Turner, what was she saying, that chant? Good night. Good night. Go ahead and read that verse for me, brother.
Zechariah chapter 11, verse 5. Whose possessors slay them.
That's right, man. Who owned so-called blacks? First of all, who owned Negroes, man? Who were you? Who was your massa? Who were you calling massa at one point in time in your history, black man? Who? The so-called oppressor, man. He is who possessed so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. And he does today. When you go to your slavery, 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, your CEO is an oppressor. Who's what?
Whose possessors slay them.
We are owned, man. We are property in this place. This is a bondage for us. This is not our rest. You're wasting your time, spending your time smoking weed and just seeking palliatives to feel good. That's not going to help you rise out of the low condition that we're in. It's not. If you are right, Most High in Christ, if you in Christianity, you are that is true demonic possession, man. Who was the exorcist? You want to get that demon exorcised. I know an exorcist. I know a few exorcists. Mm-hmm. They helped exorcise the demons that was in me. Mm-hmm. Took the taste of sin out of my mouth. Salakia, pause. It has to be said, I know the times in which I live, man. Good night. We lot in this city. We are a lot in here, man. That is Salakia. Keep reading. I don't want to get this pulled.
Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty.
That's right. Oh, they slay us. They called it a what? A slaying. You can't connect the dots. Deacon beat him down Brown, Pastor Pork Chop, Pastor Joe Willie's not connecting these dots. He's not making it make sense. He's not making it real to so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians on Sunday. He's misleading the congregation. He's causing the flock to be scattered, man. He's not showing you what's happening in real time. This is not a new thing. This has been happening to us, man. This is a very old thing. Whose possessors slay them. That newspaper article said that it was a slaying. Keep reading.
And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord.
Salakia. You said slay them. Read from slay them.
Whose possessors slay them.
Right.
And hold themselves not guilty.
Good and well, this devil's probably going to put in a plea of, what do you think he's going to plea? What is he going to plea? He's going to hold himself not guilty. He's going to try to lawyer up, man. He's going to retain an attorney. Okay? He's going to retain an attorney, and that's going to be the plea. I put my bottom dollar on that thing. He's going to claim to be not guilty. He didn't see nothing wrong with what he did. That's why he did it. That's why he did it. He didn't see no fault in those actions. But us in here, we know everything about that situation was wrong. On both sides. It was wrong. Go about your business. If you're so-called black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, recognize who the enemy is, man. And stay far from him. Stay as far from him as you possibly can. I'm trying to save your life. Keep reading. Baba Kusha.
And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord.
Right. They rejoice in the fact that they can destroy you the way that they destroy you, man. Right. They know they're not being, held accountable. And for those of you that are rejoicing over the verdict in the Ahmaud Arbery case, man, right. Save it. They're probably going to appeal that. They're probably going to try to appeal those verdicts. And the only reason why that even came to fruition was because of the video. That's the only reason. They were going to sweep it under the rug, man. Like the Ottawa said, man. You don't even see half of the things that go on. Half of the things that were recorded. Just imagine the atrocities that have befallen our people, man. Imagine it. Keep reading.
It's like, and they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich.
Right. They praise the white Messiah. They don't feel any guilt, man. There is no remorse at all in their spirit, man. Because they can look at their bank account and see all them zeros. They've been handed down. They've had an opportunity to establish themselves in this empire, man. They have what you call generational wealth. This is something that we don't have, being Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. We don't have generational wealth in here. When we talk about tangible things, but we do have generational wealth on a spiritual level. We talked about it, man. For thou art what? A holy people, man. We've been chosen by the Most High Power. Put some stake in that. You want to invest in NFTs and cryptocurrencies, but you won't make an investment that actually matters when it comes down to your spirit, when it comes down to your life. Keep reading.
And their own shepherds pity them not.
And we don't have shepherds. Right. We don't. Salakia, not to blaspheme what Zechariah is saying. We don't have shepherds that give a damn about us, man. Who's supposed to be leading us? In what direction? What direction? What are you taught to do in the Christian church, man? Get yours. That's what you're taught. Get yours. Everybody focused on doing whatever their heart desires. That's the spirit of separation, man. Nobody's teaching Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to come together outside of this school. It ain't happening. Show me where. The Black Panther Party? What was the group of the not effing around? Right, effing around. What is the NFAC or whatever? Come on, man.
For real?
Right. That's what they said. They're not effing around, man. Yeah, movement. It was a flash in the pan. Where are they now? Keep reading, brother. Salakia.
Verse 6.
Oh, Salakia. And the own shepherds pity them not. Right. Our own shepherds don't have any pity on what's happening to us. They're so, involved in serving themselves, man. They serve themselves and they keep feeding themselves off of what? The tithes and offering that's supposed to be going to Commander General YAHANNA. They don't care about you suffering in the ghetto when they live in the Hollywood Hills or in Holly Springs. They don't care about your suffering. They got theirs. Get yours. That's not the spirit of brotherhood, man. That's why we're here right now tonight. We're talking about brotherhood, right? That is not the spirit of brotherhood. T.D. Jakes is not a brother to me. That's right. He could be if he came in this school.
Salagi.
Go ahead, brother.
I have a script for you, Baba Kusha.
Oh, you got a script?
For you, yes.
Most High Christ.
May I?
Right. Go ahead and pull it. Do me a favor, brother, and get that other article. Let's get this out the way.
Isaiah 56:11.
Read.
Yeah, they are greedy dogs, which can never have enough.
Right.
And they are shepherds that cannot understand.
They can never have enough, man. Their appetite will never be satisfied, man. Never, ever, ever be satisfied. There is no ending to the desires of their heart. None whatsoever. You can't put a cap on their hunger, man. They're continually thirst for more and more and more. Just like a dumb dog, man. You ever seen a dog eat? As long as you keep feeding him and putting food in front of him, he'll eat until he vomits, and then he'll eat that. Salakia. Go ahead and read the article for me, brother. Is that it on that? Most High Christ, the water. Let's do a brief rundown of this second article of the second tragedy.
It says deputy on paid leave in fatal shooting.
Right. Now, I'm gonna give you some background information with regard to this because I saw this article when they first ran it, and I was just like, they're withholding information. Right. They didn't let the public know that this was a deputy, a sheriff's deputy initially. They didn't let you know that. I'm thinking it's just a regular citizen. Okay. And there's so many layers to this story. Go ahead and read.
SBI called in.
The State Bureau of Investigations. That's rough. Mm-hmm. You got to call another entity in to come help you conduct your business. That's rough. I need help.
Right.
Why do you need help? Why do you got to get the SBI involved? Because of the layers involved here. Mm-hmm. And then we just had the shooting with, what's my brother's name again? Stephen Addison. The slaying of Stephen Addison. I cannot forget the blood of my brothers that was shed at the hands of the oppressor. You shouldn't either. Right. Well, you're going to do something about it. Right. Our weapons of warfare are not carnal. I am not advocating for violence. What we're dealing with is spiritual, man. If you really want to fix the conditions of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you better come in here and get it all black. If you're a sister, you better come in here, wrap up your head, put on a dress, and close your mouth. Right. And learn what we're supposed to be doing as a people, as a nation, as a family. Keep reading.
Khan. A Cumberland County Sheriff's Office lieutenant is on administrative leave.
A Cumberland County who?
Office lieutenant.
Oh, so he wasn't a low-ranking officer.
Khan.
He wasn't no sergeant. He was a what?
A lieutenant.
LT did what?
Is on administrative leave.
Right.
Pending the outcome of an interracial investigation.
Of an interracial investigation. That word right there is ooh-wee. Makes my blood boil. Makes my stomach bubble. Interracial. You know, that's why the Lord flooded the earth at one point in time. Right. It was because of the intermixing of the races, the separations that he set in order. Who are you? Who are you to want to, you know, reverse what the Lord set in effect, man? Keep reading.
After he shot and killed a man while off duty Saturday.
Good night. He was off duty. He couldn't even kill him on the clock. He had to do it off the clock.
Right.
Bloodlust. Keep reading.
Sheriff Ennis Wright announced Monday. The lieutenant identified by Wright as Jeffrey Hash.
The devil, Jeffrey Hash,
has served with the sheriff's office since 2005.
That's right. And I looked on, you know, I always do some sleuthing. I went on Facebook and tried to find this page. Those devils, they're subtile. Mm-hmm. So he has another page under some random name. And I looked at his pictures and I was like really disgusted because he is a real red-blooded American. Right. Baseball, you know, I guess his son plays baseball. He's always at some baseball tournament or fishing. You know, you got flags all over his profile. He had a video of some Navy SEAL climbing the flagpole, you know, to repair the flag because the flag was flying. You know, the bottom of the flag where it's connected, it was just flapping in the wind. And this soldier, this Navy SEAL, it bothered him. It bothered him that their standard was flapping in the wind. So he took it upon himself to climb that flagpole and to repair it. And he was inspired by that. He posted it on his page, man. I don't see no pictures of none of us. I don't see no blacks, Hispanics, or Native Indians. Right. Nope. Ain't no Black Lives Matter on that page. You see a black face if he's at a company function.
Right.
He's forced to, be at an award ceremony. You can't really, escape that. Keep reading.
And is currently assigned as a lieutenant in the sheriff's as a lieutenant in the civil section.
Okay.
According to a sheriff's office spokeswoman.
Civil affairs. So he's not even dealing with criminal affairs. He couldn't wait to get his rocks off. He could not wait to catch a body.
He's an expert. Huh? He's supposedly the expert in these matters, these civil affairs, if I may, right?
Right.
This is what your tax dollars go to. Huh? And isn't this what we asked for? We wanted equal rights,
right?
To integrate into what? Paying paying your tax dollars into this, right?
Good night.
This goes into we're paying the salaries of cops like these.
Right.
Literally. And then when they do things that go against the Lord chosen people, then and then you pay it even though they're wrong for that. Huh? They get paid administrative leave.
Right.
Now I thought they would support and serve and protect, or how it go? Protect and defend?
Protect and serve.
Protect and
serve.
It's hard for me to even fathom what it means now. These tax dollars supposed to go for people who's supposed to monitor the civil affairs and the interaction with the people.
Right.
But we get the judge and the executioner right on the spot. That's what we've been receiving in this empire.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you happen to give a damn and you go back and read these scriptures that's been in here for our people, then guess what? It has always been like that. And it's a reason why we can go to the scriptures and read the prophecies as they unfold to us day by day. Because the Bible is a living book, and how we should act is a thing that it's a standard for us to act, right. A standard for us to live by. And when we're not living by that standard, then guess what? Each day these things will unfold to us, man. It's like a never-ending story.
That's right.
Israel disobedience, Israel pay for it, Israel settle upon another nation. Right. Israel disobedience, Israel pay for it, Israel settle upon another nation.
Right.
You understand? It's a clock. It's a clock. And it just turns. If you don't believe me, just check out, go talk to your grandma.
Right.
She'll tell you. She'll tell you. It's a never-ending story about our suffering because of our disobedience. And we all know it. You can see a young man out there doing something you see him skipping school.
Right.
Before long, guess what? He'll be smoking weed on the air conditioning unit after school before long. We know what comes with the process of suffering, but nobody is standing in the gap and saying, wait a minute. That's why the I.S.U.P.K is so important. Right?
That's right.
That's why Commander General YAHANNA, he sat down because he understood the importance of standing in the gap.
That's right.
Because at some point, when you come from hell and you come out of places like the ghetto and the hood, when you finally find something that's good in your life out, you want to hold fast to that. And not only do you want to hold fast to it, you want to share it.
Right.
And when you read stories like this right here, like brothers losing their lives within 6 seconds, you should be absolutely inspired to hold on to this truth, man. And that's what Commander General YAHANNA did. He's done it. That's what the generals are doing.
Right.
And that's what we've all been commissioned to do, to go out there and teach this, man. This is what we're supposed to hold on to. Other than that, what are you going to keep paying your taxes and keep getting shot by cops? Or you can learn to continue to pay your tithes and be able to feed your people when they say they're hungry. And one day, Lord willing, we'll have our own.
That's right.
Oh, what a glorious day that would be. Oh, what a glorious day that would be. And you can say, Barakatah Yahweh, Yahweh Shah.
Right.
Most High in Christ.
Yeah, right.
So like Zion, may I just circling on what he said. The getting in trouble with Israel part over and over. This the last go round. So
That's
if
right.
anybody can hear me, I know I'm on the back end. But what he's saying, I don't want to miss that part too. The getting in trouble over and over. This our last go round.
That's right.
Ain't no start over. This the last belt whooping, the last beast.
Good night.
Better tighten up and get right. Because when that sky crack, yeah, we all know what time it is.
That's all she wrote. Yeah, right. But Salaki, before I cut class, can you find the brother's name that was executed by this race soldier?
Khan says an unarmed Jason Walker.
Unarmed who?
Jason Walker.
Unarmed what?
Jason Walker.
Unarmed Jason Walker. We had Stephen Addison, and then we have Jason Walker. You cannot forget the blood that was shed at the hands of our oppressor, man. This is a brotherhood class, man. What are you going to do for Stephen Addison and for Jason Walker? What are you going to do in the spirit of righteousness, in the spirit of the Lord? Okay, and with that, I'm Priest and Officer Bankayal, Fayetteville, North Carolina. I'm going to pass the class over to Priest and Officer Kowal. Yeah, give it up.
This is I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We, the I.S.U.P.K, started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After that 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10, which means 10th in Hebrew and is pronounced ma'ashra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund. This is a free will offering. It's not free will offering for priests. It is not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocations. We got the Feast of Purim, the 14th day of the 14th day and the 15th day of the 12th month. Now it's February 14th on Tuesday, the 15th. You can find this in Esther chapter 9, 20-31. Aki Makwathium, to check the bulletin board in the hallways, or ask your camp leader, the brothers around you, if you need upcoming announcements. Of course, you got a Passover, so prepare yourself for the Passover. Any brother says they got trouble with transportation or funds, get with your camp leader of your local prospective city. Don't be ashamed. Come on, we got to get it together, Israel. You got to make it to the Passover. You know what I'm saying? It's commanded to be there. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, or Salakia, we also remind Aki Makwathium to watch the Black Watch on Mondays, Commander YAHANNA, bringing out all the stories. We also got Ask You the Prophets. We got Out the Matrix. What else we got? All the shows you can find on Facebook and go on Twitter. Hey, man, share these shows and these classes, man. Spread this truth out here. And if anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, any brother, you have to start wearing black boots, all black, which means black boots, shirt, pants, headband, or scarf. And with that in mind, Men of Israel will give one courteous salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Madam Shabbat, and Madiam, Barak, Shimmy al Shah Brakathum, Yadamatah, Sar, which means turn your sisters. And with that, Yadamatah, class is dismissed.
And prophet of the Lord, gotta teach the people, exposing all the lies with the truth. Now they can see the evil. We the lost children of the Lord. YAHANNA, chopping heads off with my sword. Holy Bible, one West, one West, one West, one West, one West. Till they bury me, one West, one West, one West, one West, one West. Till they bury every need. I'm really for my people, y'all just playing games. I'm all about the truth, we are not the same. I'ma shoot it to you straight, would love to slay. U.P.K, y'all finished, bitch, yeah, you know the name. Started on the streets back in 69. Read it in the records, now I want what's mine. Came up from the dust, now you see the shine. Ain't no cowards in my camp, all we know is grind. Priest and prophet of the Lord, gotta teach this people, exposing all the lies with the truth. Now they can see the evil, we the lost children of the Lord. YAHANNA, chopping heads off with my sword. Holy Bible, one west, one west, one west, one west, one west, till they bury me. One west, one west, one west, one west. Hey, till they bury me. Well, it's verse 2 when it's game time. Shield of David, no gang sign. Nothing but truth that we bring to you. Change of the spirit, we breaking loose. Repent for your sins and from within. Become a new man and then you stand for all the people who need you. Damn right we gon' teach you. Cause the preacher man be lying, telling all them lies, but he still wants your time. For the new car he drive, it's not time that we wake up. Ain't no devil gon' save us. All we need is the truth. 144 in them boots. Priest and prophet of the Lord, gotta teach this people, exposing all the lies with the truth. Now they can see the evil, we the lost children of the Lord. YAHANNA, chopping heads off with my sword. Holy Bible, one west, one west, one west, one west, one west, till they bury me. One west, one west, one west, one west, one west, till they bury me. Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I should die before I wake, then I pray the Lord my soul will take. I hear dodging enemies, fighting all my demons. All I do is tell the truth, but my people don't believe it. Come on. Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I should die before I wake, then I pray the Lord my soul will take. I hear dodging enemies, fighting all my demons. All I do is tell the truth, but people don't believe it. All the pain that's in the world made it hard to believe. But I know that there's a God, so I draw to my knees. I was looking for the truth, so maybe I can